Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is weekend updates and you're going to see this on Saturday because I'm trying to do a video probably every other day, not consecutive days. So I just thought, well, we'll do this Saturday because Smash Those Small Pads comes out on Monday and I'm done with it. I filmed it. I haven't edited, so I don't know if I stayed in frame or we can actually see it, but I'm calling it done. I had a great time. I think you're going to like those. So that's on Monday. I am in the process of cleaning up my room because tomorrow, Saturday, when you're seeing this, not long after that, Andrea, Noni, and I are doing a day of pastes. You know, you have those pastes. I keep saying use them up. Paints in this container. These need to get used. And pastes, especially if you bought the Nuvo ones, these usually last longer, but this one might be a little old, so it needs to be used up. So we're going to have stencils out and make a big mess. At the end of this, I'll show you kind of what I'm thinking for layout. And then we're going to go into like my dining room and front room and do sentiments. So make a mess, let all that stuff dry, and then go in the other room. I think it'll be pretty fun. We've done mixed media days or alcohol ink days, but we haven't really done a themed thing like this where all three of us are doing the same stuff. Then we got a card from Letty. So Letty is Party Planner Paperie. She has the cutest channel name and I stutter on it every time. And she's in Texas. And if you recall, I'm in Oregon. Look, she has this super cute Happy Mail stamp and she decorated the back up with cute washi tape. And she makes adorable cards and she makes a ton of them. Oh my gosh, look at that. Sending hugs. It's layered up like crazy. Can you tell? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a tag with sheet music. And then she ties bows like nobody's business. Letty, come to my house, tie some bows. She had a video where she was trying to use up the twine. It must have been for Smash Our Stash. And she must have had, I don't know, 50 bows in there. It was crazy. Thank you so much, Letty. That's adorable. Really cute. Oh, and then look, she's colored those hearts in. This is my Valentine from Letty. So cute. Love it. Okay. So Happy Mail, then I'm going to show you this, and then we'll talk about this. I made another one of these scrap cluster things, and I started tearing it apart, and then I thought, oh, well, maybe I'll show you first. I used a piece of paper that was sitting around in my room. I thought it was peachy or neutral. I think it's more pink than I expected, which explains why it hadn't been used up. It's also thicker than I would like. I think if you're going to do this idea on clusters, use thin paper, either cheap scrapbooking paper, like, not this one. This bin has single-sided, those thin scrapbook papers like from the old days. Those would be good for this. Copy paper is great for this. Sheet music, anything that's thinner. These got a little rowdy, and when I was sewing, I was like, what the heck? Well, now I know. When I did Smash Our Stash and I had tiny bits of twine and random things and ribbon and thread left, I was gluing them down on this paper. See, here's some of that rainbow rickrack. Here's some. And then I kept adding to it. It's really handy to have a piece of paper like this that you put your extra bits on. If you're a person who likes more of a mixed media, junk journal, messy look, these are a great way to tidy your room. And instead of throwing all those cute little bits away, you just glue them down right away. I don't plan where they're going or how they're going to turn out, but look at that one. That's a little doily one of you sent me. So I'm going to finish tearing them apart, and I left some of them what I would call partial, no sentiment, no focal point, so that I could add it later and tie it into a project if I wanted. I was really surprised at how many of you commented on the video that I did with 12 by 12 paper to make cards. And I think I'll do another one in March. I think I'll use 12 by 12 again to show you and get an idea. I was thinking maybe for, I'll give you a hint. Well, I'll just tell you, Joya Blue, I might use some of those gorgeous blue 12 by 12 papers I bought. Can you use 12 by 12 paper to make cards? Yes. Yes. Remember, 6 by 6 is a new phenomenon. When I started making cards, a 6 by 6 pad wasn't something you could go and buy. But what you want to look for if you're shopping and you're thinking you want to make cards with a paper, or will you make cards, it's good to look for small patterns, because that's how a 6x6 would be, right? Small patterns, or maybe large items that you will cut out and use as embellishments. Buying one sheet of 12 by 12 Valentine's Day paper or St. Patrick's Day paper is a great way to make St. Patty's Day cards and not have stamps or embellishments for it. And a 12 by 12 sheet of paper is pretty inexpensive. You can chop up, if you get one, I'm looking through here to see, all fussy cut flowers out of a 12 by 12. Oh, these, okay, maybe you don't love the colors, but imagine these as embellishments on your cards, right? Especially maybe the smaller ones. So they could be backgrounds. Ooh, look at this. You could do, right? Look at something and think, is this a card? That right there, that section is a gorgeous card with a sentiment right there. Then you have more for background paper, and you have another one here. This one I might go vertical and then put my sentiment right here. So yes, you can use 12 by 12. And in that video, I showed you my little notebook where I write down my measurements. I use that a lot. And when I get tired, I still mess it up. And at the end of the day, if the cards aren't all the same, or, you know, I miscut something, so I have to layer different, or it's not even on both sides, so I scoot the top layer up more, that's okay. Look at these. You could cut out words. If you saw a 12 by 12 piece of paper and you wanted a heading for your journal, or you wanted big win as the sentiment on your card for somebody. This is a random bin. I don't know if you remember this bin. I got paper off of Facebook, and so I didn't pre-plan this. I'm just going through and showing you. Okay, this one would be tricky to make cards with because it's so big. But what you could do is cut here and have that as a card. And then this is a really nice base layer because it's like a greenish blue paper. Polka dots. Some 12 by 12 paper, I probably gave them all away because they're not my style. But you might have a 12 by 12 paper that has like a row of elephants and you want to fussy cut some elephants. So yes, you can use 12 by 12. I could use this as a background on a card for sure. Absolutely. This one too, maybe you want to make a sports card or a 5th birthday card for somebody, and you have these numbers as the background, and then you cut out the 5 and you add some color to the 5 and you mount it with mirror paper. That could be a super cool birthday card. And for those of you who don't have a lot of supplies, you don't need a lot. I use a lot of stuff because I buy a lot of stuff and I've accumulated over the years. This one is a great example. If you wanted to sit around and watch TV and fussy cut little leaves or trees, you totally could. These are maybe a little smaller than I would enjoy fussy cutting, but it could be done. And I probably wouldn't mess around with the twiggy ones like these. I'd probably just cut these. And then you could make some sort of scenery, or you could, on some cards, just put one leaf next to thinking of you. Same ideas here, nice base layers. I also like to use these kinds of things for butterfly punches, flower punches, whatever you can. Ooh, this is a cool one. I would kind of do the same thing here. Like I might have a part of it, and then maybe this middle section right here would be just a solid layer on a card, not necessarily the focal point. When I use 12 by 12, the way I showed you, I was chopping them and using a whole bunch of it, but there's no rule that says you have to use the whole piece of paper. You could just take the corner that you want with the prettiest flower and move on. Oh, here's another one. You could cut out this embellishment and put it on your card just like this and have it be a focal point on there. Those are just some ideas. And maybe this paper isn't your style. Whoa. Maybe it wasn't inspiring, but I hope that it helped, because there was a time when your choices were 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11, and we still managed to make cards. Look at your stash differently. You may have watched quite a few of my journal videos where I'm always talking about how I choose the paper for the journals, I buy blue 12 by 12 paper because I like it. And I will figure out, am I going to make cards with it or journals with it later? Maybe I don't know the day I buy it. I just know it's coming home with me. So I hope that helps, and thanks so much, Mary, because that was a great question, and it really seems like it's helped a lot of people. Oh, I did want to look in this bin too. This is the, remember, right, 90s, early 2000s, single-sided, very thin. Can you use it for cards? Yes, absolutely. I would use it for the back layer. When I showed you that video, I'll try and remember to link to the video in the description too, in case you're new here. I would use it for this back layer, and then I would, on top of it, use my sentiments or different things. So on Letty's card, you could use it for this pink layer or for this one. You could use it for the front, but it's not going to handle layering up. Like, she's got a little bit of dimension here. It's not going to be good for that. But you can absolutely use these thin papers too. You may find, I like that one, that some of the patterns and styles on them are a little dated. I don't know. Does that speak to any of you? The other thing you can do on a paper like this, okay, this is not my favorite paper. I'm sure you're guessing that by now. But you could take your scissors and cut following these diamonds and have a piece of this paper in the corner of each of your card where you followed the pattern, and then your sentiment in the middle, or maybe just part of it that goes over here. I like octagons, and whenever I find octagon paper, I do that with it. But you could do it with diamonds. You could do it with squares if there was like a grid on a page. You can even cut around some of your polka dots. Oh, these, you could cut these out as embellishments on a page and even like stamp cute little images in them. So maybe you don't have a lot of supplies. You take one of these, you stamp in these boxes, and you put them across the front of a card. I use 12 by 12 differently because in some cases it's going to be really good for embellishments, but you can use it. I hope that was helpful. I mean, I hope you got some info from it. Okay, this is my plan. I'm going to put away the stuff from updates. So then I've gotten the counter cleared off to there. The mat goes up there. I need to work on that a little. I'm going to take everything that doesn't have to do with paste, except for the sewing machine, I'm going to leave it, and put it away. Then that whole mixed media tub needs to come up. And then this counter is almost cleaned off. These are dies and scraps and a trash box and my die cutter, stuff that I'm going to take to the other room for the sentiment phase of the day. So then this counter will be cleared off too. I might put some lay out some paper for us, and then you can see I've started putting some things here, and then I'm going to pull out all the stencils and paste and stuff. Between the three of us, we have several different products that are drying up and need to be used. I think sharing them with friends is better. I don't want every project that I make for the next 6 months to have this paste on it. And it's fun. And then dies, if you get together with your friends and share some dies, you end up with die cuts of all different stuff. Noni has a lot of dies I don't have. Look at this. I've been working this week. I decided to put this blue shelf up here and there was a drawer that was turned sideways, painted blue. This covers my magnet a little bit, but it just has so much more space. So that's my embossing stuff, and one of those, I'm not going to say the name, but I don't know why that's in here. It's got nothing to do with me. It's something to do with Mr. Crafting and Relaxing. And then my blocks from Bourbon Creek Crafts, a card that I made and no one else seemed to like, and I love it. It says, "Trust the magic of beginnings." Rocks that Tony gave me that have my name and sparkly. And I don't know what that stuff is. And then some more dies. So it just gave me more space, and I didn't have the heart to get rid of that shelf. I painted it and it's cute. So this is getting cleaner. This is what I was sorting this week when I was watching TV. I went through these embellishment things and said, okay, these are card embellishments. I took out all the tags and journal cards that had gotten mixed in. I don't know what that is. And this counter is thinner, so I feel better about it. So that's where it is. If you want posts on Instagram or you want some video of tomorrow, maybe send me a comment or tag me on Instagram, message me and let me know, and we can make some video snapshots of the stuff we have going on. This has to get cleaned up because if I get mixed media in this, I've got problems. One more thing. The tidying video that came out this week had an intro where I was talking to you and telling you kind of what my goal was. Then the middle was silent, and then the end was when I wrapped up and talked to you a little bit. I just forgot to do a voiceover in the middle. No one complained. Did you guys like it that way? Without me yapping at you? Or do you like it with the voiceover? Maybe leave me a comment. It's way faster the way I did it, but I was surprised. I think I had the video playing for some reason, or I had clicked it and then I started talking at the end of it and I was like, what is going on? Just funny thing. Don't ever hesitate to tell me when I mess up. Noni told me that I had a minute of black at the end of one of my videos. So I got that fixed too. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.